never gonna slow down. We were shining like lighters in the dark in the middle of a rock show. We were doing it right. We were coming alive. Yeah, caught up in a southern summer, barefoot blue jean night. A 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 barefoot blue jean night. It's a barefoot blue jean night. A barefoot blue jean night. A barefoot blue jean night.
Baby, last night was hands down one of the best nights that I've had, no doubt. Between the bottle of wine and the look in your eyes and the Marvin Gaye, then we danced in the dark under September stars in the pouring rain. And I know that I can't ever tell you enough that all I need in this life is your crazy love. If I never get to see the northern lights, or if I never get to see the Eiffel Tower at night, or if all I got is your hand in my hand, baby, I could die a happy man. Baby, that red dress brings me to my knees. Oh, but that black dress makes it hard to breathe. You're a saint, you're a goddess, the cutest, the hottest, a masterpiece. It's too good to be true, nothing better than you in my wildest dreams. And I know that I can't ever tell you enough that all I need in this life is your crazy love. If I never get to see the northern lights, or if I never get to see the Eiffel Tower at night, or if all I got is your hand in my hand, baby, I could die a happy man, yeah. I don't need no vacation, no fancy destination. Baby, you're my great escape. We could stay at home, listen to the radio, dance around the fireplace. If I never get to build my mansion in Georgia, drive a sports car up the coast of California. Oh, if all I got is your hand in my hand, baby, I could die a happy man. Baby, I could die a happy man. Oh, I could die a happy man. You know I could die. I could die a happy man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome race fans to the Lee USA Speedway, New Hampshire Center for Speed. We can't thank you enough for joining us today for a doubleheader weekend, day number 2 for our champions. And we will crown a champion for the original Wheelman late models and the MLM Diagnostic Services Pure Stocks today. With me today is Charlie Sanborn III, and we're going to get you started. Folks, Please do me a favor. Rise, if you would, gentlemen. Remove your caps. We take this opportunity to remember all those who were affected 22 years ago tomorrow due to the horrifics of 9/11, 2001, with a moment of silence. Thank you very much. Race fans, we will now play our national anthem honoring the greatest country in the world.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control. And if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Lee USA Speedway. As you heard from Randy Wheelock just a moment ago, we are on the second half of our championship doubleheader weekend. On tap tonight, we are going to see our original Wheelman Late Model Series, where we will crown a champion by the end of the evening. We will also see our MLM Diagnostic Pure Stocks. But coming up off of turn number 4 here, coming out of the pit area, you will see the original Wheelman Late Models coming out, Randy.
Here we go. On the pole is the 79 out of Lebanon, Maine. That is Patrick Tingway. To his outside, your current second point position, the 37 of Wade Jelinas.
Inside row number 2, that's going to be the 57 machine out of Billerica, Massachusetts. That's going to be good for Justin Beecher. To his outside, an 83G out of Claremont, New Hampshire. That's going to be good for Hayden Grenier.
Next, in row number 3 is the 38. That is Nick Prenevo. To his outside is Pork Chop, the 22 of Austin Erickson.
Inside row number 4, that's going to be the 30 car out of Nashua, New Hampshire. Give a round of applause to Andrew Morin. To his outside, in the 08 out of Londonderry, New Hampshire, Milton Duran will pilot the 08. Then to start shotgun on the field in this one, in the 55 machine out of Canaan, New Hampshire, that's going to be good for Robbie Streeter.
Streeter's such a great competitor, always traveling around, works the Hudson Speedway. And the Battle of the Belt winner, the 08 of Milton Duran. He will get the hardware shortly, but we're getting ready to go. First feature for 30 laps being the distance.
Again, double features for our late models and pure stock divisions here tonight. This is going to be feature event number 1 for our original Wheelman late models. 9 entries going to start the field for this one here. Again, up front, you've got the Patrick Tangway machine. To his outside, Wade Jelinas out of Leamington in the 37.
In row number 2 on the outside is your current points leader, the hot shoe out of Claremont, Hayden Grenier, and the Cabana boy. Here we go. Dave Tibbetts got green in ready to let him go.
Green flag is out, and we are racing. Here comes Tangway trying to get that blue and yellow 79 up front, and he's going to do that as up on the outside, Wade Jelinas is struggling on the top.
And the Cabana boy puts the hot pedal down on the 57. That thing's been a rocket ship. Had a few issues in practice, and whatever he's found, it's definitely working for Justin Beecher.
Beecher trying to make that inside line work as he has so far here in the opening laps. Now it's Jelinas now under attack from the 83 of Grenier. Grenier now trying to pick up one more spot again. Features only tonight, folks. Feature event number 1 now underway as we get a battle for the race lead.
4 wide at the stripe. Grenier takes it down low. Beecher's your new leader. Jelinas up on the hill, and Tangway working the bottom. But now comes the 83 of Grenier back digging hard.
From 3rd to 1st, and it only took him 2 laps to do it. Justin Beecher now, after having troubles in practice, having a right rear wheel bearing issue, brought it pit side, got it corrected, now has that 57 on a rail as he's now starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
Stacked up behind him, the challenge is for 3rd. It's Jelinas on the top and Grenier on the bottom. Tangway still holds on to the 2nd spot, but there's about ready to be a challenge. Here comes the belt dude, Milton Duran.
Duran now has a brick wall in front of him of 2 cars side by side between Grenier and Jelinas. Now Jelinas, after starting up front here, is trying to make the top side work, but just keeps getting freight trained on the bottom. Duran now getting that Renfrew Motorsports number 08 to wrap the bottom. Now he is now attacking Wade Jelinas for the 4th spot.
Grenier still working the back bumper of Tangway in the 79. You're right, outside. Jelinas is on the top. Wade Jelinas working the belly, but Duran found the magic on the bottom.
Here comes Austin Erickson now trying to poke his nose up into the top 5. Jelinas again hung out to dry on the top side there in that 37 machine as we're now 3 wide for 5th.
Holy cow, 3 wide between Jelinas, Erickson, and Andrew Morin as they came out of turn number 4.
Back up front, Justin Beecher trying to walk away with feature event number 1 in that black and blue 57 machine. He now has about a 5-length advantage over Patrick Tangway. The Lebanon main driver now is starting to fall back into the grasp of Hayden Grenier now as Grenier trying to work up into the top 2.
And here working the wheel hard is the 08, the Renfrew sponsored 08 of Milton Duran. Going to make the challenge on the back bumper, the 83 of Hayden Grenier. Grenier looking to solidify his points battle and take home all the hardware today.
Things starting to calm down here just a little bit. Again, in the beginning portions of this race, we're going to have 20 laps to go this time by 10 laps in the books. Things single file up front. 37 of Wade Jelinas now has found his way to the bottom side. He's going to round out our top 5 as he now looks to go under the attack mode and try and pick up a couple more spots that he lost early on.
Justin Beecher looking to set sail to victory lane. Works the 57. Followed by the 79 of Tangway, the 83 of Grenier. Duran, now Jelinas onto the back bumper of the 08 with a 37.
Milton Duran has a mirror full of that black and orange Camaro as Wade Jelinas now on kill mode trying to bust up into the top 4 now as Duran losing a little bit of traction up off of the corners there, it seems. He's getting a little bit squirrely, showing the bottom to Jelinas where he will attack. He will try to get back to the bottom side where obviously the top didn't work out for him so hot.
He's worked the bottom, he's worked the top, he's trying everything he can to get where he needs to be. Working the wheel is the 57 of Justin Beecher. The Cabana boy looking to dust the nose off the 57, put in victory lane. Challenge comes to the inside. Tangway turned around.
Patrick Tangway getting tagged in the left rear quarter panel there from the 83 of Hayden Grenier. Grenier with a little bit of a hole there to the bottom, maybe a little bit too aggressive at this portion of the race here. Getting, like I said, tagging the left rear quarter panel of Patrick Tangway there. We're going to see what race officials have to say about that, but looks as though the 79 is going to go to the tail end of the field here if he can get that 79 fired back up.
Hayden Grenier, we'll see what race control has to say for Grenier's actions in that spin of Tangway. But Milton Duran, the ever-opportunist, we call him, on many different occasions, sits right there in the second spot. Went to 2 new tracks, Charlie, never been to this season, and dominated to win the Battle of the Belt.
Certainly something to be said for that. If you've never been to a racetrack before, and again, these original Wheelman late models here, they're tricky cars. I mean, you got a lot of horsepower there, but you're on a nice skinny tire there where it's hard to put the power down, and if you mix that with a track that you've never even seen before, there's a lot to be said for what Milton Duran has been able to do here in the 2023 season. So far in this one, just past halfway in feature event number 1 for our original Wheelman late models. Duran cautiously aggressive so far, kind of just picking them up as they come to him, kind of landing in his lap. He now has that Renfrew Motorsports 08 machine up into the top 2, but Justin Beecher is going to be hard to beat, Randy. I mean, he's kind of dominated so far. He's been in his own little world, own little zip code, and he's now going to try to get it cooled down and do what he did the first half.
The Cabana Boys is nicknamed for sure. Justin Beecher and Grenier are going to be sent tail of the field with Tangway.
So race officials deeming the 83 also part of the cause of the caution there. So we will see both the 83 and 79 relegated to the rear end of this race so far here for feature event number 1. Good news is, folks, we don't have a huge field here tonight, so it's not going to be a ton of work for Tangway and the 83 Grenier to try and make their way back up front, both obviously with very fast race cars here tonight at Lee USA Speedway. Again, shout out to everybody who made the trip out tonight. We know that the weather didn't look fantastic on any app that you looked at or whatever channel it is that you watch. We had a couple hiccups last night as well too, so round of applause for every single one of you who made the trek here tonight to Lee USA Speedway to support this entire generation of superstars that we have here, whether it be entry-level divisions or what we will see later on tonight with our dwarf cars as well too. So thank you. Everybody over on Nastrovision as well too. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for buying a subscription and a membership to Nastrovision. That's a heck of a program, Randy, where if you so choose, you can do just a one-time purchase. That gets you 1 full year's worth of content from Lee USA Speedway, the Monadnock Speedway, Claremont Speedway, and Hudson Speedway as well too. So you'll be able to kind of keep tabs on everything for the price of really just a few pit passes. It's a heck of a deal. So if you don't have it already, look up Nastrovision. That's NHSTRA Vision.com. If you have an Apple product, there's actually an app. So Nastrovision app. Look that up there. Again, you'll be able to keep tabs on all 4 of those racetracks there, all the support divisions and the headliners as well too. But again, heck of a program, Randy, we have on tap here tonight. Second half of our doubleheader weekend here. We're going to cross them up this time by.
Dave Tibbetts says we're going to get ready to go green. Going to restart lap 13. Going to put that one in the books. Beecher's going to work the inside. Milton Duran on his outside. Wade Jelinas, Andrew Moore, and Robbie Streeter. Patrick Tangway, Hayden Grenier, and the pork chop. Austin Erickson in the 22. That is your field getting ready to go the finish of 30 laps here today. Welcome to the New Hampshire Center of Speed, Lee USA Speedway. We're going to turn the wick up for our original Wheelman late model.
17 laps down so far, 13 laps down, 17 to go here for our feature event number 1 as up off of turn number 4. Green flag is out and we are racing. Beecher from the pole of point down through turns 1 and 2 there, bringing along Milton Duran in that 08 machine, but here comes Wade Jelinas back up into the top 3. Here comes that black and orange Camaro. Now he wants a trophy spot for the first feature.
Wade Jelinas wheeling a 37. Andrew Moore, and we have carnage here on the front stretch. Tangway's involved. Robbie Streeter's involved in the 55.
Tangway, and that just shows you, folks, the highs and lows of exactly what motorsports is all about. Just not 5 minutes ago, Patrick Tangway was on the racetrack fighting for the race lead and now finds himself backwards in turn number 1 on the infield there with the back half of the car ripped off. So hopefully he'll be able to get that machine pointed in the right direction, get it back to pit lane, get that rectified, and we'll see him hopefully for the second half of this or even later tonight for our second portion of the features. But tough break for Patrick Tangway there.
Tangway doing a great job, started on the pole, held that off for Beecher for quite a while, and then Beecher took over and has been dominating ever since. Robbie Streeter got some definitely crushed stone panels on the right here as he goes by. The door does not look in the shape that it did with that brand new hot rod.
Hey, that's all right, though, Randy. And we've talked about it a couple times already. This is the second half of our doubleheader weekend. Last night, we had another full program that we put in the books. We crowned a champion in our Rodfather Pro Stock division there. We saw the one, the only, Wayne Hellowell Jr. pulling off a championship victory 30 years to the day from the time he won his very first championship right here at Lee USA Speedway in the Street Stock Series. So a lot of storylines going on last night. We know that we were supposed to have a big $8,500 to win Granite State Pro Stock Series race here today. That has now been rescheduled to October 1st.
October 1st, so join us for Oktoberfest. We'll have 3 days of racing, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the Granite State Pro Stock Tour will be in the house for the October 1st to end Oktoberfest. The Russ Conway production of Oktoberfest, always a hit here at the New Hampshire Center of Speed. If you like racing, we invite you to join us. Camping will be open here at the track. Get your spots early because they fill up super fast. And we'll see you in the stands. It's going to be a dynamite weekend for sure.
And to just kind of briefly gloss over what we've done here so far in 2023, just a quick shout out to Ben Basowski and his entire team, Basowski Properties, bringing along John Espernette as general manager here at Lee USA Speedway. The incredible turnaround that we have seen just on my behalf coming here as a young kid, early on there was a kind of a stigma to this place, right? And Ben has done an incredible job of turning everything around here, putting on a heck of a program and a heck of a show for us to be able to see as the 55 here is going to tag back onto the tail end of the field here. We're going to cross them up one more time. Randy, we've still got just under halfway to go here. We're going to have 14 laps down, 16 to go as we're going to cross them up one more time.
Yes, sir. Here we go. We're going to see, does Justin Beecher have it? Does Milton Duran beat him out? They're going to start on the front road. Wade Jelinas to his inside. Andrew Morin, the 22 of Austin Erickson, the 83, your current points leader. As we've said that multiple times today, he needs to get pushed up to the front. Jelinas is going to be right there. He's currently in second.
Jelena showed early on that the top side just wasn't it for that 37, but he's picked off a few on the bottom. Now green flag is out and we are racing.
Back underway, it's door handle to door handle, diving into turns 1 and 2, exiting turn 2. It's going to be Beecher still on the top.
Beecher from the pole point down the backstretch, but here comes Milton Duran all over his back bumper. The 08 wants to win this one as Beecher washes up a bit down the front stretch.
Battle ensues further back. Now Jelinas has a heat up coming from Andrew Morin in the 30, and Hayden Grenier is digging hard in the 83, and whatever was going on with Erickson's hot rod has sufficed itself. He's wicked fast.
The Leamington main driver in that black and orange number 37 Camaro has been kind of a yo-yo. Started up front, relegated back to 5th, backed up to the 3rd spot. But we got a challenge for the race lead, Randy, as Milton Duran looks to the bottom, can't quite make it work, falls back in line.
Milton Duran looked at inside on coming out of turn number 2. Let's see how they work into turn 1. Duran's definitely faster. Not going to get it done. Beecher shuts the door.
Justin Beecher with the big drive up off the corner. It seems as though Duran can eat him up in and through the center of the corner, but Beecher has big drive up off where he can kind of squirt away now. It's Duran now trying to click off these laps one by one now. Look at the bottom yet again to the inside of Justin Beecher.
Beecher's having a tough time exiting turn number 2, and Duran sees that. Going to try to make him work that line. Here they come. Oh, he's got his nose underneath again. Milton Duran's trying to get that top spot and win feature number 1 coming out of turn number 2.
Milton Duran trying to pull out every trick he has here. We're going to have 10 laps to go this time by. Beecher now washes up. Duran to the bottom, into the speed bumps. Can't quite make it stick. Beecher again with big drive up off the corner.
And is that what Wade Jelinas is looking to see? That 37 sitting in the back, just waiting to pounce if one of these cats in front of him makes a mistake. Justin Beecher rolls out of turn number 4 with Duran and Jelinas right on him.
Milton Duran has played nice so far. Now bottom opens up again. Here comes Wade Jelinas now up into the top 3. He goes to the outside of Duran. Jelinas now gonna fall back in line here. Top 3 putting on one heck of a show for feature event number 1.
Last time by, Duran almost caught it over out of turn number 2. He got a little squirrely. I think that's going to make him want that top spot even more. But Beecher still has it going down the backstretch, diving into turn 3 and 4.
Beecher hanging tough as the laps are starting to click off here even faster for Milton Duran. Top 2 now have gotten away from the grasp of Wade Jelinas now. We're going to have 7 laps to go this time around as Beecher now still trying to hang tough for the race lead.
Here he comes. Justin Beecher's your leader. Milton Duran wants it. Wade Jelinas is going to take it if he's got an opportunity. Here we fly. Now they go. Here's the challenge. Duran on the inside again. Gets to the quarter panel and just can't get it done.
5 phalanges in the air for 5 laps to go. This time by the driver of the 57. Has had a mirror full of the Renfrew Motorsports 08 machine of Milton Duran. Is Duran now starting to run out of patience, it seems, as Wade Jelinas is trying to get a 2-for-1 special here as the laps wind down.
Here we are, Beecher. Now, I'm telling you, they have inches in between the 2 of those cars. Milton Duran looking to take over the lead, tries the challenge. He knows this is the weak spot. Here he goes, Duran. Now Jelinas right on him again. Beecher's still able to hold him off.
Again, the drive that 57 machine has up off the corner is unmatched so far here. As again, Duran can eat him up going in and through the center of the corner. Beecher washes up, shows the bottom to the 08 again, but Duran just can't quite get around him.
Justin Beecher gets the popsicle stick shown. 2 laps more to get it done. Milton Duran, I'm going to take it if I can. Duran sets his sights, gets his bumper, gets Beecher win, moves it around. They're side by side coming down into turn number 3. Milton Duran looks to take the top spot. Will do as they come across. He is your first place runner right now, taking Jelinas with him. Wade Jelinas now is in a battle with Justin Beecher. Jelinas on the outside. Dives into turns 3 and 4, moves him up. Here comes your winner, Milton Duran. Wade Jelinas, Justin Beecher, the 30 of Andrew Morin, the 83 of Hayden Grenier, the 22 of Austin Erickson, the 55 of Robbie Streeter. But Milton Duran is your winner of feature number 1 of 2. They'll be back shortly with another 30-lap feature event for our original Wheelman-sponsored late model division. And we're going to go to Victory Lane and Charlie Sanborn, see what Milton has to say about this.
Yeah, Randy, thank you for that here. What a heck of a show we just saw there, folks, for feature event number 1. I'm sure there's going to be quite a few things to be heard here in Victory Lane as we're going to bring it down trackside. We're going to head on over to our 3rd place driver here. He led the good chunk of the opening and middle portions of that race. Tried to hang tough the entire time. Had a heck of a show there with Milton Duran for quite a while. Bringing it around, Justin Beecher. Round of applause for your 3rd place driver there, Justin. You put on a heck of a show there. If nothing else, what happened at the ending stages of that race?
I cranked too much rear brake into it. It was too tight the whole time, and then it just got wicked free, but it is what it is.
Fair enough, and you're obviously not here by yourself. Who do you have to thank, and what are we going to see here for the second half of the night?
I got to thank Pool Designs and Renovations, D&O Auto, Dempsey's Roofing, and everyone that helps on the car.
There you have it, folks. Your 3rd place driver, Justin Beecher, as we're now going to head up over to the 2nd place driver here out of Leamington, a former driver of the Limited Sportsman Series at Oxford. We've seen you all over the place. Wade Jelinas in the 37 here. What did you have to see there that whole race? You had a heck of a show in there in front of you.
Yeah, I was just trying to be there in case something happened like that there at the end. I was just trying to give it all I could get, but I didn't really have anything for these guys, and I overdrove the shit out of that last corner. I really apologize to Justin. I locked the brakes up and just drove right into him. It was my bad, but thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks West Kentucky Buck Company, Main Metal Buildings, Derek Nealon Racing, Tim's Taxidermy, my dad, grandfather, and everybody that helped me out.
And Wade, you're second place here in the first one. What are we going to see for the second half, and what do you need to do to get up around Milton?
Well, I'm not sure. I really don't know. Just keep a good race and try not to make a mistake.
There you have it, folks. Your second place driver, Wade Jelinas. And now we're going to make our way up over to Victory Lane here. Driver that played nice for a good portion of that race. It seemed you had a bunch of opportunities early on. You made your way in the latter stages of that race. Here's your race winner, folks, Milton Duran.
Yeah, it was a good race. Just trying to save the stuff. I know there's two features. We were better than Beecher. We still got a little bit more work to do, but I can't thank everybody that puts work into this thing. Vinyl, Grant Aether, Nick. None of this would be possible without Missy and Jim and Renfrew Motorsports and R&R Public Wholesalers and everybody that helps out.
There you have it, folks. Your race winner of feature event number 1 of your original Wheelman Late Model Series, Milton Duran. Milton, one more question here. Can you go 2 for 2 on the day?
I'm going to try.
There you have it, folks. That is your original Wheelman Late Models feature event number 1. Back up to you, Randy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you to the Dynamite Kid, Milton Duran, doing such a great job, victorious here at the Lee USA Speedway. And we're going to get ready to go Pure Stock Racing, the MLM Diagnostic Services. Pure Stocks are in. They are going to run a 20-lap first feature and then later come back for a second 20-lap feature event this evening here at the New Hampshire Center for Speed, Lee USA Speedway. As the excitement builds for the end of a championship weekend, we invite you to 3 days of racing here at the New Hampshire Center of Speed, Lee USA Speedway, coming up the 29th and 30th of September and finalizing October 1st. It'll be Russ Conway's Oktoberfest here at the Lee USA Speedway. Pure Stock's getting ready to roll out onto the racing surface. The storyline today currently is, here's the points and how they run. Your top runner right now for the points is Colton Martin in the 4. Today you're going to see him, Charlie, in a borrowed ride. Justin Fofford is in second. Jeff Turcott is in third. Fourth is Carlos Grenier out of Claremont, New Hampshire. And fifth is tied up with Jim Rhodes out of Greenfield, New Hampshire.
So again, these folks, this is going to be our first half of the MLM Diagnostic Services Pure Stock Division, where yes, that is exactly what you see on the pole there. That is a Saturn station wagon. So the heart and beauty of what is a Pure Stock is more or less, you're going to go out there, you're going to get a street car, you're going to put a cage in it, and you're going to go racing, all right? This is an entry-level division, but that does not mean that they don't put on one heck of a show already. Like I said, we have a Saturn on the pole, Randy.
You got it. The Shaggin' Wagon is on the pole. That's the 65 Vermont of Doug Nelson. To his outside is the Claremont, New Hampshire closer. That is Colton Martin.
Inside row number 2 in the 104 out of Westminster, Massachusetts. That's going to be good for Justin Fafford. To his outside out of Charleston, New Hampshire in the 1 New Hampshire. That's good for Carlos Grenier.
And starting in the side, row number 3 is the 21 of Mackenzie Belial, the Catco sponsored 21. And to her outside is going to be the 07 of Alden, New Hampshire. The Shaggin' Wagon on the point On the outside, in the borrowed ride, is the closer, Colton Martin. Night. Then the 20, owned and operated usually by Andrea St. Amour. She is a great racer, great young gun product. And here comes Martin to take lap number 1.
Colton Martin in that 4 machine has a pretty stout little piece there. It looks like a 20, but it's got a duct tape 4 on it for those of you that were just as confused as I was for a moment. Again, Colton Martin there out of Claremont, New Hampshire, trying to walk away with feature event number 1 as we got one around the 104, loses a right rear tire.
Wow, that broken wild. Somebody can catch that? Probably not gonna. The guardrail's gonna. Little scuff mark on the paint.
You think it falls over? Oh, there it is. All right.
There it goes. Justin Fofford, your second place points holder at this point. What a tough break for the 104.
And folks, it seems as though it's not going to be a matter of if, but when the rain is going to fall here. We do have impending weather. So just an update on the program. We're going to skip through Victory Lane celebrations here. So if your driver or your car out there does very, very well tonight in either of their feature events, make sure you head on over to the pit side after the races there. Get a good old congratulations. Get your Victory Lane photos over there, as we're going to try and expedite the program here as much as possible. As again, we got the 104 backwards in turns 3 and 4 after losing a right rear.
Going to move it along as quickly as we can, folks. We thank you for joining us here today in person. And like Charlie said before, if you have an opportunity and you can't make it out to see us, go to NastraVision.com, get your subscription. You can do them on an individual pay-per-view basis if you wish. It costs you the same to get in here as it does to subscribe for the pay-per-view.
The beauty of NastraVision is that you will never pay more than what you would have paid for a pit pass to actually go to the racetrack there. So, again, that's NHSTRAVision.com. If you have an Apple product, they do have an app. So look up NastraVision on your Apple product there. Download that. And, again, that's going to give you everything from Lee USA Speedway right here at New Hampshire Center of Speed, the Hudson Speedway, Claremont Speedway, and Monadnock Speedway. So really an incredible bundle package that you have there. 4 racetracks worth of content for an entire season for really the price of a handful of pit passes at most. So, again, we're trying to get this race cleaned up here. We got the 104, again, with mechanical troubles in turns 3 and 4. But, Randy, again, touching on last night, this is the second half of our doubleheader event this weekend. We crowned champions. We touched on Wayne Hellowell Jr. winning a Pro Stock championship 30 years to the day that he won his first ever championship in a street stock right here at Lee USA Speedway. We also crowned our Black Flag podcast Ridge Runner champion as well too. I am fortunate enough to be 1/3 of the Black Flag podcast, in addition to Bradley Saucier and Bobby Timmons, where we actually do have some merchandise for sale over in the souvenir area there. So up off of turn number 4 there, underneath those Daytona grandstands, the souvenir shop not only has your Lee USA Speedway merchandise, but we have some BFP merch as well too. Get yourself a hat, get yourself a t-shirt, help support us idiots and trying to get you some weekly content here. The show comes out every Monday night in readiness for you to have your Tuesday suck just a little bit less on your way to work.
And one more champion we can't forget, Charlie, the O'Reilly Auto Parts sponsored 6-shooters, Kristen DiStefano. She was awesome in Victory Lane to talk to, very appreciative, and I'll tell you what, she showed how to run a clean race and be a champion.
Kristen DiStefano can be encapsulated with the term just incredibly consistent. Class act and incredibly consistent. Kristen DiStefano found herself in Victory Lane multiple times throughout the 2023 season. Really never made contact with anybody while doing it.
And Adam Knowles, twice this season here at the Lee USA Speedway, has gone to victory as he did last night with a borrowed part from DiStefano.
All sorts of incredible storylines going on here again. Lee USA Speedway, it's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better throughout the history of this racetrack and the now future history that we hold with the Basowski Properties management team. Ben Basowski, again, an incredible leader that we have here at Lee USA Speedway, also owning the Hudson Speedway and Claremont Speedway as well, too. Some big things coming for you for the 2024 season. But again, we're going to direct our attention back to the racetrack here. We're going to cross them up one more time. Randy, 5 carts going to wrap up this MLM Diagnostic Pure Stock race here as we are going to go side by side here. Lap number 1 in the books and the rest of it still to go.
Here we go. Colton Martin with his friend Carlos Grenier on the outside. Grenier's got multiple wins. So does Colton at all the Nestor tracks this season. Colton's going to lead us down with Grenier to the outside. The Shaggin' Wagon of Nelson, Belial, and Bousquet. Dave Tibbetts has got green in hand, and we'll let it fly. We're looking to get this one back underway.
Colton Martin trying to get the jump there on the inside. It's going to wrap the bottom here as now Grenier is going to lose some traction on the top side here. Top 3 starting to break away just a little bit. Single file down through turns 3 and 4.
The St. Amorone Hot Rod Riven Drive, Colton Martin. The closer, we call him. He's such a great young man to talk to. Very soft-spoken. But I'll tell you what, behind the wheel, he is dynamite.
Again, up front, you see what looks like a 20, but it's got a duct tape yellow number 4 on it. That's Colton Martin. You see the front nose of that thing. Also in duct tape, that says, "Feed me." I think what he's trying to get eaten up here is some trophies as he is going down the backstretch here with a healthy advantage over Carlos Grenier.
Martin looking to set his rate and get into victory lane. Also to take away a championship here at the Lee USA Speedway. We've got 2 around on the backstretch. Adam Bousquet and Doug Nelson, the Shaggin' Wagon of Bousquet. Leaders coming up on lap traffic. Bousquet's got to choose a line. Stays down low. Bousquet did not see the leaders coming for sure. Here comes Martin and Grenier, followed by Mackenzie Belial. Belial doing a great job pedaling that 21 car.
Perks of being the race leader is 1, you get to lead laps. 2, if you do it right, you come home with the biggest trophy of the night. Also with that responsibility comes you're the first one to hit lap traffic. You don't get to watch what they do when the leaders come up to you. You are the race leader there. Colton Martin doing a heck of a job there navigating around that lap traffic. Seems as though he's just got a Saturn to take down, and he's going to have some clear sailing after that.
Colton Martin doing a great job. I don't think he's ever been behind the wheel except to unload and offload this car. Doing a great job with that borrowed ride. This is what racers do for racers when you're points chasing.
Again, Colton Martin, the Claremont, New Hampshire native, with a healthy advantage over Carlos Grenier in the 1 New Hampshire now. Kind of on cruise control as we are clicking the laps off one by one. We're going to have 12 laps to go this time by. He's only got a Saturn in his windshield. And then after that, it is clear sailing to the end of our first MLM Diagnostic Pure Stock feature event here. As again, Colton Martin putting on a heck of a show.
Colton Martin doing a great job. Comes up behind the Shaggin' Wagon of Doug Nelson. Works the wheel in turns 1 and 2. Is going to greet Nelson as he comes down the backstretch. Nelson stays to the inside. Martin goes to the outside. Not quite yet. Martin's going to swing it out of turn number 4. Nelson sees him and politely gets out of the way.
We are halfway down, halfway to go here for our first Pure Stock feature event. Colton Martin on cruise control here at Lee, New Hampshire. Up front in a borrowed ride. He's trying to feed himself some trophies as he's going to cross the line this time. 9 laps to go.
And he's about, call it 20 cars ahead, space-wise, to his friend in Carlos Grenier in the 1 New Hampshire and Mackenzie Belial in 3rd.
Now, there's a lot to be said for the situation going on up front, Randy. You touched on it. That is a borrowed ride for Colton Martin. He is in the 4 car technically with those duct tape numbers, but that 20 means that is somebody else's race car. He is up front, and that talks to the beauty of what motorsports is all about. It's the only type of competitive anything that I can think of where your competitors are going to help you get on the racetrack so that at the end of the day, if you say you're the winner, you did it the right way and you did it against the best.
Been around this sport a long time. It is a true tradition family sport, and it doesn't matter. You touched on it, Charlie, as well. If you wrecked each other, even if it was an accident or maybe on purpose, helped each other around, you're working on each other's ride to get it back into competition.
Yeah, it's not like football where if you hear maybe the opposing team's quarterback went down, you're playing the backup. You're like, all right, cool, let's get to it. Here in the form of motorsports, you're like, no, absolutely not. We're going to get that guy into a ride. We're going to beat him heads up because I don't want any excuses up front. Colton Martin, again out of Claremont, New Hampshire, putting on an absolute clinic right now with a straightaway lead over the one at New Hampshire of Carlos Grenier, as Grenier also kind of in his own little world in second.
Martin's favorite driver on the NASCAR circuit is Kevin Harvick. That's the reason for the 4 and the paint job normally on his ride. Blew a motor last night at the Monadnock Speedway and has only that one DNF for the season so far. Colton Martin borrows Andrea St. Amour's ride and is looking to put it in victory lane. He's got 3 more laps.
Just 6 more corners for the 4-car. Again, up front in his own zip code right now in a borrowed ride. Colton Martin now is going to take the popsicle sticks for the first time tonight in feature event number 1. Going to wrap it down through turns 1 and 2 here and bring that black and blue and apparently yellowed numbered machine hopefully to victory lane, permitting any horrific circumstances happen, Randy.
Shaking the white linen is Dave Tibbetts, our chief flagman here at the Lee USA Speedway. Colton Martin going to roll the 4-car out of turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch.
For the final time here in feature event number 1, Colton Martin in a borrowed ride and duct tape numbers. He's going to hit the skinny pedal one more time. Black and white squares in the air. Colton Martin will bring home your MLM Diagnostic Pure Stock feature event number 1, followed by Carlos Grenier in the 1 New Hampshire. And then a little ways back in the 21, Mackenzie Belial will round out your top 3.
Belial, what a great race for Mackenzie. She's been doing good work with that car all season. And we're going to get ready to go. New England Dwarf Car Series Racing. And here he comes. It'll be Nick, the Atom Bomb, ready to rock.
Thank you, Randy. We're so excited to be back here at what's quickly become the home of the New England Dwarf Car Series, the Lee USA Speedway. We're here this afternoon all because of the generosity of Bumpy's Auto Service in Salem, New Hampshire. We were looking for another series to put on the cards here today throughout the week at the Lee USA Speedway. And what we got was an absolute amazing turn of events with the support from Bumpy's Auto Service and the Riverside Speedway. We're so excited. $250 to the winner of today's 30-lap dash for cash at the Lee USA Speedway. And ladies and gentlemen, we're fighting weather today, but we are getting everything in. We're doing our best to get everybody in and give a show to the crowd that showed up here today and everybody watching on Nastrovision. We're super excited. 2nd day in a row at the New England Dwarf Car Series. And here's how the 30-lap dash for cash is going to line up. Starting on pole from Canterbury, New Hampshire, the number 92 Z of Zig Gino. On the outside, starting in 2nd. That's going to be making his 2nd career start in the New England Dwarf Car Series, Max Chaput. In 3rd, starting on the inside row, that is winner to last week at the Wiscasset Speedway, 3rd place finisher yesterday from Farmington, New Hampshire, Jason Hodgson. On his outside, making his triumphant return yesterday to the New England Dwarf Car Series with a fantastic victory from Derry, New Hampshire. That's the number 29, Tom Harwood. Starting in 5th, the defending series champion from Pittsfield, New Hampshire, the number 31, Cody Hodgson. Starting in 6th on the outside, that's going to be the number 72. From Salem, New Hampshire, the caveman, Kenny Scott Jr. Starting in 7th on the inside of row number 4, the 08X Out of Farmington, New Hampshire, that's Caden Roberts. Starting on the outside of row number 4 in the 8th position, that's the number 13 from Ware, New Hampshire, Siobhan Welcome. In 9th position on the inside of row number 5, the 85 from Lee, New Hampshire, your hometown boy, Thomas Harton. Starting in 9th position today, the 3R. Sorry, in 10th, I apologize. The 3R from Swansea, New Hampshire, Kyle Robinson Newell. And starting in 11th, from Barrington, New Hampshire, the, Chris Sullivan. Chief starter Joe Breggy gives them the signal. They're coming through the restart zone, and we're green flag here at Lee. Down into turn 1, side by side, Zig Gino, Jason Hodgson doing everything he can on the outside. Yesterday's winner, Tom Harwood, coming down the backstretch. He's all over Zig Gino. Jason Hodgson slides up a little bit in 3 and 4. He's going to slide back to 3rd position. Side by side now with son Cody Hodgson to the inside. Tom Harwood looking to sweep the weekend at Lee USA as Zig Gino in his sights down the backstretch. He puts the loud pedal to the floor. He's not going to be able to get there yet. Through turns 3 and 4, Gino on the high side, Harwood to the inside, off into 1 and 2. Harwood's not going to make the move this time. We look throughout the field. We have the Chris Sullivan starting shotgun on the field back in 11th. He's moving his way through to the outside now, looking to move in 8th position. The battle for the lead heats up on the exit of 4. Here comes Tom Harwood looking for his 2nd straight victory in the New England Dwarf Car Series to sweep the weekend at Lee. It's going to be Harwood to the lead. Jason Hodgson to the inside. Jason Hodgson moves to 2nd. Zig Gino now stuck on the outside, falling back from 1st to 3rd on that lap. Now down into 1 and 2. It's single file, the top 5. You can throw a blanket over them. Harwood, Hodgson, Gino, Hodgson again, and the caveman Kenny Scott sits in 5th. Chris Sullivan back in the pack, all the way now up to 8th position. Once again, started 11th on the field, looking to move his way through. 30 laps for your New England Dwarf Car Series. Again, we couldn't be here without the help of the Bumpy's Auto Service in Salem, New Hampshire, and the Riverside Speedway. We got to give a huge amount of thanks and praise to them. I talked about it yesterday, but our relationship with our sponsors is the most important thing to us here at the New England Dwarf Car Series, and putting on the best show every time we come out in the track. These guys put up a ton of money for these drivers to come out here. The top 10 get paid, and we are super excited to have them all on board today. The top 2, though, Tom Harwood, Jason Hodgson, they have driven away from the field. It's a 2-car battle for the lead, a 2-car battle to continue that hot momentum. Through 1 and 2, single file throughout the field as we look around, but the battle for 5th with Caveman Kenny Scott, Cody Hodgson. That begins to heat up just a little bit. Can Caveman make his way up and get into 4th position? A little bit more of that money on the dash for cash for the Caveman. Kenny Scott looks low. Now he looks high. Now we go down the backstretch. He's going to maybe put the bumper to Cody Hodgson. Not yet this time. And the caution will be out on the racetrack. I'm looking to see if we have a car around. We do. It's Javon Welcome on the exit of 2. I'm going to be honest, I did not see how Javon went around, but he is stuck on the backstretch there at the exit of turn 2, right on the edge of the rumble strips. Probably high-sided that car. So as we have it, 9 laps down, 21 laps to go, as we see the rescue truck over there to Javon Welcome, trying to help him out, maybe get him moving again. They're going to give him a little bit of a push, see if we can get it fired up and running. Yesterday's winner, Tom Harwood, returning from a severe injury to his right hand, was able to come out here to the Lee USA Speedway, drive from 4th to 1st with the, 10th to 1st yesterday, with the victory in the feature, the 25 laps yesterday afternoon for him. Jason Hodgson, our winner last week at Wiscasset, was able to win his first career New England Dwarf Car Series race. The schedule for the New England Dwarf Car Series, the remainder of the season, looks like this. Next week, we are at Star Speedway on Saturday afternoon, where the dwarf cars are sure to put on a show. We love all of our New Hampshire tracks. Star is one of the best for these drivers. They all put on a show when we go to Star. Then we come back here to the Lee USA Speedway. We come back here to the Lee USA Speedway for Oktoberfest for September the 30th. Saturday, September the 30th, the dwarf cars will be returning to their home in New Hampshire. And then October the 14th, we round out our season at Claremont Motorsports Park for the final points event of the year. As the work continues on the number 13 of Javon Welcome in turns 1 and 2. Once again, though, we want to give a huge shout out to Bumpy's Auto Service. Any of your auto repair needs, head on down to Bumpy's Auto Service in Salem, New Hampshire. They'll help you out, get you all fixed up. I'm sure you'll leave with a smile on your face, just like you would here watching the New England Dwarf Car Series at Lee USA. Riverside Speedway also put up some cash for this Dash for Cash. $50 for everybody on the top 10 comes from the Riverside Speedway. A $1,000 purse was given to the top 10 tonight by the Bumpy's Auto Service kind gentleman down there. As we're going to get the 13 pulled off the backstretch here, get ready to go back racing. We're going to rack them and stack them here in another lap or so. Get ready, as again, like I said, fans, we are up against it today with the weather. We're moving at a clip. We want to get every bit of this action in. That includes your New England Dwarf cars. After the New England Dwarf cars, we still have the late models to come up and do their second of their 30-lap features. And then we end the evening with a pure stock 20-lap feature here. You know, it's a funny story. Before Tom Harwood got hurt, Tom Harwood had won 4 races in a row. When he got hurt after that, Justin Harris won 4 races in a row. Last week, Jason Hodgson won his first career New England Dwarf Car Series race. And then Tom Harwood comes out yesterday, right back like he never missed a beat. Tom had a lot of emotion in victory lane yesterday for us, and, you know, that shows just how important this is. He wanted to know if he could still do it. He didn't know if he still had it in him. And he showed yesterday here at the Lee USA Speedway that, in fact, Tom Harwood didn't miss a beat, and he is back and just as good as he was before. Chief starter Joe Breggy gives him the signal, tells him to double up and get ready to go racing next time by. We're 1 to green at the Lee USA Speedway. Once again, fans, no points on the line here tonight, but there is a cash prize for everybody in the top 10, $250 to the winner of tonight's event. As we come into turns 3 and 4, Tom Harwood, Jason Hodgson, 1 and 2. The green flag is out. They enter the restart zone, and away they go. Off into 1 and 2, Tom Harwood. He's going to clear the field by 3-4 car lengths. We have 1 car up the track. That's Tim Horton out of turn 2. He's all the way back to 10th position. The battle for second rages on, though. Zig Gino to the inside of Jason Hodgson. Kenny Scott Jr. is going to clear the 08X of Caden Roberts for 5th. The battle for second rages on in a 1 and 2. It's a drag race down the backstretch. It's going to be a clear sail now for Zig Gino. He's going to set his sights on Tom Harwood. 1, 2, 3. This is how they finished yesterday. Can it be back-to-back? 1, 2, 3 for the 3 Nick Poggy cars down the backstretch. Harwood has about 3/4 of a second now. It's over a second over the rest of the field. He's in a different zip code here at Lee USA this weekend. Like I said, he wasn't sure he could still do it. He's sure showing he can do it now. Battle for second heats up. The battle for 4th between Hodgson and Kenny Scott Jr. That rages on as well. And here comes the oh no! Chris Sullivan to the inside of Caden Roberts into 1 and 2. Side by side, Roberts going to slide up. Here comes Sullivan. The oh no sets his sights on the top 5. Battle for second rages on. Jason Hodgson, Zig Gino almost come together on the exit of 4. Hodgson slides back in behind Zig Gino. The battle for fourth begins to heat up just a little bit more, but we're coming across, flags in the air this time. 15 down, 15 to go for the New England Dwarf Cars. Hodgson doing everything he can. He thinks he has something for Harwood. Now he gets by Gino, goes to the inside, slides up on the exit of 2. Here comes Jason Hodgson in 03 and 4. New second place driver, the 31H, Jason Hodgson. Down the backstretch, Jason Hodgson starts to put a little bit of space between him and Zig Gino. He's trying everything he can now. Moved up about a quarter of the lane on the racetrack to catch the 29, who's driving away from the field, Tom Harwood. Jason Hodgson, fastest car on the racetrack that time by. He's about a 1/10 of a second faster than our leader. We'll keep an eye on that, see if he can continue that as we come now with 12 laps to go at the Lee USA Speedway. Single file throughout the field. The oh-no Chris Sullivan moved his way from 11th to 6th. He's not able to go up any further right now. He would need a caution to be able to put himself in the top 5, in the battle for the top 5. But Kenny Scott Jr. all over the back of our defending series champion, Cody Hodgson. Kenny Scott going to do everything he can to get past Cody down the backstretch. Not able to do it this time, but he is getting it. Joe Breggy's going to raise the roof. We're 10 to go at Lee. Drama begins to heighten now for the battle for fourth. Hodgson and Scott off into 3 and 4. Cody Hodgson trying to hold back the Caveman. Caveman Kenny Scott looking inside and outside, not able to, hits the chip down the front stretch through 1 and 2. Isn't able to make a move, but he's got a run this time down the back. He's closing in. You can hear the Jaws music right now. Caveman Kenny Scott has Cody Hodgson in his sights, and he's waiting to make a move. Hodgson gets a better exit out of 4 that time. Now Kenny Scott a better entry into 3. Gonna roll the center better than the 31. Here comes Kenny Scott Jr. in a 1 and 2. Not able to make a move yet. Kenny Scott has the pace to get to Cody Hodgson, but as we've seen, the reason Cody Hodgson is a champion in the New England Dwarf Cars is it's one thing to get to him, it's another thing to pass him. Fans, Joe Breggy's going to wave at the drivers as they come by. High five in the air. 5 laps to go at the Lee USA Speedway. Tom Harwood's on a Sunday drive. He came here with one thing in mind, and that's to win the Dash for Cash. Tom Harwood needs to go around 4 more times. Cody Hodgson began to put a little bit of space between him and Kenny Scott Jr. That battle might be dying down in the dying laps of this event. As we come out of turns 3 and 4, all eyes turn to the returning Tom Harwood. Tom Harwood with that awful injury, lost 2 of his fingers, 1.5 of his fingers. Didn't think he was going to be able to do it. Didn't think he was going to be able to return and be as good as he was before. Yesterday here drove from 10th to 1st in a 25-lap feature for the New England Dwarf Cars. Won his heat, was inverted to 10th, able to drive back through the field. The white flag is in the air at Lee for Tom Harwood now. Jason Hodgson definitely faster late in this race. He's not going to have enough time. He's going to run out of time. But Tom Harwood's going to come out of turn 4 and sweep the weekend at Lee USA. Coming home second, Jason Hodgson. Third, Zig Gino. Fourth, Cody Hodgson. Fifth, Kenny Scott Jr. by a nose. Chris Sullivan, the oh-no, in 6th. In 7th, Caden Roberts. 8th, Kyle Robinson Newell. Max Chaput in 9th. Tim Horton in 10th. Once again, we want to thank Riverside Speedway and Bumpy's Auto Service in Salem, New Hampshire for putting up the money for the Dash for Cash for the New England Dwarf Cars. You can catch the Dwarf Cars live next weekend at Stars Speedway. And now I turn the mic back over to a legend in this industry, Randy Wheelock.
Not about a legend, buddy, just a guy that's a race fan at heart and wants to be able to do it and push the shows as hard as we can for the race fans. Give it up for Nick. He's doing a great job in his first season with the New England Dwarf Car Series. Charlie, we're going to get ready to go feature race number 2 for the original Wheelman late models.
And again, folks, we have half the program in the book so far as we are going to try and get in the second half of our feature racing program. Again, the last features of the 2023 season on tap for the MLM Diagnostic Pure Stock Division and our original Wheelman late models. Again, we are seeming to get some raindrops from up above here. Unfortunately, though, we did try to say it wasn't a matter of if, but when the rain would fall. That's why we were trying to expedite the program as quickly as possible.
Going to try to get you an update as soon as we can, folks. Bear with us. We're trying to fight off Mother Nature, as we've done all season, Charlie, for sure.
Yeah, it's 2023 has been the season of moisture, it seems. I was talking to a buddy of ours, Scott Tapley, who race directs for the Thunder Road Speed Bowl over at White Mountain Motorsports Park, does a lot of the American Canadian Tour stuff as well, too. And this was a couple months ago. He said that to date, I think it was sometime in July, that he had already had 14 rainouts between all of the things that he takes care of for those certain places. So certainly 2023 hasn't been the year that Mother Nature has loved automobile racing, but that's all right because, Randy, we still have 3 full days of racing here at New Hampshire Center of Speed, Lee USA Speedway, September 29th to October 1st, I believe. We're going to have Russ Conway's Oktoberfest.
And if you've never been one or you're watching from home on Astrovision right now, we invite you to come here to the New Hampshire Center of Speed. Russ Conway was a longtime promoter and really enjoyed here and the events that would take place. He put this show together many years ago, and it's been a stalemate here at the Lee USA Speedway. You won't miss 3 days of action-packed events.
All sorts of divisions on tap for those 3 days. I myself have been fortunate enough to actually participate in Russ Conway's Oktoberfest during my time doing it. Friday was all-day practice. It was all-day heat and feature racing on Saturday, and then Sunday was loaded full of features.
That's for sure, Charlie. I've been blessed to be able to come up here, announce with a gentleman who I have great respect for. I did an MRS race here, got to crown a friend of mine as the champion in Brian Roby, the professor, but it was an honor to work side by side with the great John Spence.
Oh, I can only imagine. There's a few there's a few in this industry that are fortunate enough, and that I have been lucky enough to call friends. Your experience with John Spence, I got to do the same with the likes of Andy Austin, who I consider the all-time greatest, period. He is the GOAT as far as I'm concerned. That's also coming from a Beech Ridge kid, so that makes a lot of sense. He's doing a phenomenal job after his time here at Lee USA Speedway, his second tenure last year alongside you, Randy. You guys always put on a heck of a show. He's moved on to the JDV Productions team with Josh Fanata. Looking forward to what they come up with for the rest of this season and moving forward as well, too. Always a top-notch program that they put on there. But yeah, it's one of those things where you do this from a young age. You're able to kind of progress up through the ranks, whether it be in the announcer's booth and the behind the wheel in my circumstance, or doing all sorts of different things. I think the only thing I haven't done at a racetrack yet is maybe clean the toilet. So I've been very, very fortunate to rub elbows with a lot of cool people and call a lot of them friends, Randy. And you're one of them now at this point. It's been a cool 2023 season. We have been trying to wrap this up to the best of our abilities, but Mother Nature just not a fan of automobile racing this weekend.
She has not done a good job by any means, but you know what, Charlie? I'm thinking we're going to set the stage. We're going to go into Oktoberfest of this season, and we're going to have 3 dynamite days here at the New Hampshire Center of Speed where we can just show everything that we can. Hit the showcase button. Maybe we can get Andy or John Spence to come hang out with us.
Nice little cameo appearance. Wouldn't it's never bad for anybody, right? But no. Thank you to each and every single one of you for showing up here today on Sunday. This dreary Sunday evening here in Lee, New Hampshire. Again, tonight was not what we had all been hoping for. $8,500 to win Granite State Pro Stock Series race was on the docket here for tonight. That has since been rescheduled to the Oktoberfest Sunday portion, October 1st. $8,500 to win. That's a pretty healthy paycheck for a super late model race, Pro Stocks, whatever you want to call them. Shout out to everybody over the bar there, too. Thank you for tagging along here. Before you exit the facility, though, make sure you head on over to the souvenir trailer. We have Black Flag Podcast merchandise on sale. We got hats, t-shirts. Also, make sure you grab some Lee USA Speedway gear as, again, we're getting rained on here, Randy.
Buddy, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I tried to do everything in my power to fend it off. Didn't wash the wife's car today purposely because, didn't think it was going to use.
Typically, that always does rain immediately after you wash it, right? Yeah. That's probably a good call there. And, again, this 2023 has not been it for some reason, but that's going to make Oktoberfest all that much more special. 3 huge action-packed days where hopefully you show up in person, you buy a ticket, you buy a pit pass, or worst case scenario, if you're unable to make it here to the facility, head on over to Nastrovision. That's nastrovision.com, NHSTRA.com, or on an Apple product, you can download the Nastrovision app where you can, again, get all of the content over those 3 incredible days. Camping will be aplenty, I'm sure, so make sure you look ahead of time on the website at leeusaspeedway.com or the Facebook page, whatever form of social media it is that you so fancy to get that information, because it will fill up, and it will fill up fast. We're talking to the point where everything up off the backstretch there, that the entire field will be full of race cars as well too, because we simply just run out of room.
Yeah, and it's going to be an action-packed. That day 3, Charlie, is like the main event. Added into the Granite State Pro Stocks running in the Bazowski Properties 150 that day will also be our Rodfather Pro Stocks. If you're an open-wheel fan, the Nastro Modifieds will be in the house. Along with the 350 Super Modifieds, also will be the open late model street stock event. And I'm telling you what, it's going to be one heck of a weekend. Come early, come bring your family, bring a friend, and we'd love to see you here at the New Hampshire Center of Speed.
That's it. That's just simply a fact. We again, big things happening on the horizon here for this 3/8 mile high banked oval. Again, now under the management of the Basowski Properties team, John S. Burnett doing an incredible job his first tenure as general manager here. But folks, right now we are in just kind of a holding pattern. It seems we are waiting on official word from race officials here to see how we want to cap off the evening here. So hang tough. Try to stay dry as best you can. Good way to do that. Like I said earlier, head on over to the souvenir shop, buy yourself a Black Flag Podcast hat. As the updates come to us here in the booth, we will get them to you as quickly as we can. But in the meantime, we're going to take a brief intermission here and, again, give you updates as they come to us.
I've been up, I've been down, I've been round and round and round. I've been in, I've been out, but there's nothing like the sound of the trees in the breeze. But they don't grow money, so I'm buzzing like a bee, 'cause I make my own honey, honey. I got no time for basic, I just wanna live loud. Turn it up, don't you waste it, don't you wanna live loud? I'm bold like a lion, hear me roar. Ain't no denying what I came here for. Ain't afraid of flying, better watch me soar. Yeah, I'm bold like a lion, like a lion. I'm bold like a lion, come on, hear me roar. 'Cause there ain't no denying what I came here for. No, I ain't afraid of flying, come on, watch me soar. 'Cause I'm bold like a lion. You better show me. Lots of fish in the sea, but I ain't afraid to drown. Might be sharks in the water, still I'm swimming all around. I got no time for basic. I just wanna live loud. Turn it up, don't you waste it. Don't you wanna live loud? I'm bold like a lion. Hear me roar. Ain't no denying what I came here for. Ain't afraid of flying. Better watch me soar. Yeah, I'm bold like a lion. Like a lion. I'm bold like a lion. Come on, hear me roar. 'Cause there ain't no denying what I came here for. I ain't afraid of flying. Come on, watch me soar. 'Cause I'm bold like a lion. Like a lion. I got no time for
So, ladies and gentlemen, word from race control and management is we are done for this evening. We apologize for that. Your crowning of the pure stocks and the original Wheelman late models will take place at Oktoberfest. All the more reason, Charlie, to have all these folks join us back here. We'd love to have you. Please, safe travels on the way home. On behalf of Ben Bazowski, track owner, John Espernette, your general manager, and all the staff here at Lee USA Speedway, we thank you very much.
And again, folks, just to kind of tap into what Randy just said there, this weekend obviously was not what we had planned and hoped for, but it is only going to stack the show that much more for Oktoberfest. In addition to crowning our champions for the MLM Diagnostic Pure Stock divisions and our original Wheelman late models, we are also going to add on what we were supposed to see here tonight, the $8,500 to win, $600 to start Granite State Pro Stock Series race. But again, tonight we have pulled the plug. We will see you in just a few weeks' time, again, right here at Lee USA Speedway, New Hampshire Center of Speed. And on behalf of Randy, myself, Ben Basowski, and team, we are going to see you next time, and happy trails to you.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together?